Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, I'm joined by a very special guest. That's one of my best friends in the crypto space, Crypto Seth. And we're going to be talking about some altcoin gems that we are currently buying right now. As you are all aware, I'm sure many of you are aware, Bitcoin is on a dip right now. And first of all, we're going to look at what's causing the dip, how we are handling the situation. And as usual, I believe when Bitcoin is dipping, it presents a good opportunity, especially for getting into some high caps that would be normally difficult to get into. I mean, there are some high caps that were worth billions, and now they are in hundreds of millions because of the dip. Take, for example, Singularity Net. But I'm not going to start talking about, the projects I'm buying. First, we're going to look at Bitcoin. What could be causing the crash? How we're going to take advantage of the situation, how we can navigate the crypto space in a bearish condition, and then we are going to look at some altcoin gems that we are DCing and that we are accumulating on this dip. And guys, there's a brand new gem that I'm willing to share with you guys. I believe I've been eyeing this gem for weeks now, and the dip has presented a good opportunity to DCA. So if you don't want to miss that, if you don't want to miss this brand new gem that I think offers a lot of utility to the space, be sure to stick around for the whole video. So, Seth, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Do you have any words to welcome the viewers?
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for having me. I don't have much to say. We can get straight into this.
Okay, then let's get straight to it. So let's start with Bitcoin and what could be causing the crash. Personally, I think one of the issues that we're facing right now with Bitcoin might be due, and this is purely speculation, it could be due to all of this BRC20 madness. Now, I think BRC20, I think we should just quickly talk about it and what we think. I think one of the reasons why Bitcoin is crashing is due to the network congestion. Bitcoin is not the fastest blockchain out there, and is the reason why there are several alternatives like Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and many others. However, bringing BRC20 into the old Bitcoin narrative, some believe is a good thing, while many maximalists believe this is actually bad. Like we are seeing now, Bitcoin's blockchain it's got so congested, over 400k, 400,000 transactions that were being held up. Now, the miners will be happy, but it's bad overall for the network. It can be bad for adoption. And this would also, cause problems with countries like El Salvador adopting Bitcoin because the point of Bitcoin is having a decentralized monetary system that is equal for all. But by the time we start putting BRC20 tokens, the way BRC20 works is each Bitcoin transaction can be signed with something that makes it an NFT. So that effectively makes some Bitcoin more valuable than others. And if Bitcoin should lose its fairness, some believe it should lose its value, especially in terms of the idea. So all of this congestion, all of this craziness, slowing down the network, even though the miners are happy, it's causing Binance to pause withdrawals. It's causing several issues. I believe I'm speculating that it could be one of the reasons why Bitcoin is a bit slow and is coming down. So, what are your thoughts? Why do you think Bitcoin? I mean, either way, I'm still going to keep this saying, right? So, why do you think the market is dipping right now? And what are your thoughts on BRC20? Are you bullish on it?
Yeah, so I do believe the dip in the market is unrelated to BRC20. I think this is just what's happening. People are taking their funds out, shoving it into meme coins. People are losing money. People are losing hope. They're leaving crypto. It's going to cause a slight correction in the market. But look, BRC20 as a whole, I think is just a fad. Things like this happen in crypto all the time. They come and go. Everyone will be talking about BRC20 like everyone was talking about Arbitrum. What happened to Arbitrum? Everyone was talking about Arbitrum a couple months back. Now no one's even talking about Arbitrum at all. It's just what happens in crypto. We go through loads of different trends and cycles of loads of different things. Everyone talks about it. They make their money. Then everyone leaves. Now BRC20, in terms of whether or not it has any utility, I don't really think it's needed or necessary. The main argument for BRC20 is most of the money in crypto is in Bitcoin. Let's use that money for something other than a store of value. That is the main argument for BRC20. Now, is that necessary? Because the point of Bitcoin arguably is just to be a store of value, is to be an alternative to the current financial system we have right now. However, due to the slow technology of Bitcoin, it's going to be used as a gold rather than a dollar. So I think we should just leave it like that, keep it like that, have it like that. If you want something else to have more utility, that's why we have all the crypto space. That's why we have altcoins. That's why we have Ethereum. That's why we have all the other cryptocurrencies. They could be utilized in those other forms. Why don't we just hedge those cryptocurrencies against Bitcoin? We don't need to
That's
use Bitcoin. Just hedge all those other cryptocurrencies to Bitcoin if you want to use the funds behind Bitcoin. You don't need to build on Bitcoin, not meant to build on Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean that's an extremely intelligent take, and you've caused me to think about a lot of these things. But there's something you said, about people getting in on this and making money, and I think that's one of the things that drives the crypto space, greed. And the BRC20 market cap, the entire market cap is worth over $1 billion right now. So it means there's certainly interest in this area. So what do you think about that? Do you think even though it's not going to be something that is the best for Bitcoin, what about regarding speed and scalability? The fact that there can be layer twos on Ethereum to make it scalable and fast, and a lot of millionaires were made from people that got in early on protocols on the Ethereum blockchain, like Polygon network, as well as liquidity providers. Don't you think Bitcoin is big and strong enough for the community to want it to be adopted? I mean, there's the Bitcoin Lightning Network. Bitcoin Lightning Network exists just so that Bitcoin can be more than a store of value. So I think there not a point for these people that want to make Bitcoin more than a store of value and are able to find solutions to these problems like the speed and the scalability?
Yeah, it's a decent argument. The argument there is Ethereum did it. Why can't we do it? Right now, the thing about that is Ethereum can do what it's meant to do. It just has a couple issues. Like Ethereum can be built upon. You can do everything you want to do with Ethereum. The problem is there's a few problems in certain sectors. The difference of Bitcoin is everything is a problem. It's not scalable. It's slow. The
It's
fees are a problem
expensive.
too. So it has all the problems. It's not like it has one or two problems. The difference is Ethereum works, has its use case, it can be utilized how it's being utilized. However, there's a couple problems with Ethereum that we do want to address. But the difference is Ethereum is meant to be built upon. It's meant for that specific purpose. Bitcoin is not meant for that purpose. Bitcoin has its purpose and it's being fulfilled right now. The moment you start adding all these other things to Bitcoin, it's going to lose its purpose and value. Now, we want Bitcoin to be that cryptocurrency that has nothing else reliant on it, arguably. It's just a good store of value. We don't want to have things built upon it, centralized systems built upon it. At the end of the day, BRC20 is centralized. Someone has created it, someone has the power, someone has the control. That defeats the purpose of Bitcoin. Let's leave Bitcoin to do what it wants to do. We can use everything that BRC20 is meant to do with Ethereum. We don't actually need it to be on Bitcoin. This has not filled a problem in crypto. What problem has it filled? We just created this up. It hasn't really filled any problem that existed in the first place. We just want to utilize Bitcoin, when in reality, that's not the case. We don't want to use Bitcoin. We want to make money, and we're using Bitcoin and the name behind Bitcoin and the false promise of Bitcoin having more utility to generate hype to invest into certain coins, which will then go on to do multiple X's so people make money. That's all it is at the end of the day.
Okay, so it's just wild speculation and a solution looking for a problem to solve. So I understand that's a very good thing, something for the audience to think about. So we're going to move on to the topic of today's live stream, and that's trying to take advantage of this Bitcoin dip. And like I always say, there are many. If you go through the markets right now, there are so many coins right now that are in high caps. Just the high caps alone that are having 10 to 15% dips. And while normally it's difficult to see such, and this can give you a good entry position into several of these high caps that you would normally not find. So what are the coins that we are DCing into, that we're looking to DCA into? And I'll go first. And there are many projects that I'm interested in. There are many projects that I like, but the ones I'm taking advantage of on the dip, I'm going to start with some high caps, and I'll cover mid caps as well. then low carb gems. So, it's good to have a balanced portfolio. We've discussed that a lot on all of our respective channels. And the first one that I'm super bullish on, that I'm liking more and more, especially with all of this network congestion and stuff like that in the market, is HBAR. Now, Hadera Hash Graph is a very great project in my opinion, and the deep is presenting a good opportunity to to DCA for me at every major dips, at every good opportunity I get. I like to DCA into HBAR because it's bringing a revolutionary new technology that is the entire. It's not a blockchain; it's a web. It's a generation three crypto project. First we had Bitcoin and Ethereum, the first generation. Then we got Cardano and Avalanche, like second generation crypto. So I think HBAR is third generation because it's bringing this hash graph, and the entire blockchain, the entire ledger is not just a blockchain and online blockchain. I don't know what word I can use for it. The public ledger is built on something else. So I really am bullish on HBAR because all of the scalability and the fee issues are solved. So it means it provides a lot of room for adoption. And just earlier today, one of the one of the core game developers on God of War and The Last of Us, some major gaming corporations, is intending to build a game on the HBAR network. And I think that's very interesting. That's kind of adoption that can attract builders, is a good thing to see. So it means it's being adopted because let's face it, Ethereum, Cardano, many of these blockchains, they are good and they work well, but they are not ready for this, for the demand, for what they are trying to tackle, for what we are trying to face. Ethereum has messed up so many times in its many years for helping us on the blockchain. It's kind of like it's a two-seater, a vehicle or a bike when we need a bus to carry out a lot of people. The transactions are just so slow and expensive. And so you've got projects like HBAR that is solving that. So HBAR is ready for the world to actually adopt. And I think that's why I'm bullish on the projects like this. So HBAR is the first gem. And, towards the end of this video, I'm going to write it all up and present it to our members on the Telegram and the Patreon. So the first pick for my portfolio in today's live stream is going to be HBAR. What about you, Seth? What's high cap preferably are you looking at on the dip?
Yeah, but firstly, I want to touch upon what you said. I'm in agreement. We had Ethereum. You can even argue this. Bitcoin was the first crypto. Ethereum is what made crypto more than just a store of value. Arguably, I'm going to call it second gen. Third gen is just looking for an Ethereum killer, Ethereum, but better, make it faster, make it more secure. We'll focus on different aspects of it, right? Scale Ethereum in itself. They are all the Gen 3 cryptos. I'm going to call it Gen 4. I'm calling it Gen 4 because I'm using Bitcoin as the number one. And the Gen 4, in my opinion, is interoperability. Now, something very important in interoperability is just linking all the major DLTs together. We now have good fundamental blockchains that can be utilized in several different industries. The next point in all of that is connecting all the major blockchains together and making them even more powerful. Because at the end of the day, guys, people won't just use one blockchain, which is why layer zeros is Gen 4. And what is a good layer zero? That's big. HBAR. And on top of that, guys, HBAR is ISO compliant, meaning we kind of know it can be adopted. It can be adopted and used by banks. It can be adopted and used by the financial industry, which gives us that level of security that this cryptocurrency is not just a fad, not just a means of investment. It's something more that can actually be utilized. So HBAR is a great pick altogether. Now, in terms of a high cap that I personally believe is solid and you should have in your portfolio, I'm going to go with Matic. Now, Matic is the boring answer, but it's the good answer. Because at the end of the day, guys, Ethereum is going nowhere. No one is killing Ethereum. They can try and try and try, but Ethereum's not getting killed. And at the end of the day, guys, the best scaling solution for Ethereum is Matic. You never hear anyone talking about the others. It's always Matic because Matic is the best one. It's the most utilized. It has the biggest ecosystem out of all the Ethereum scaling solutions. So Matic is my number one pick. It's boring, but it will do well, most likely. Ethereum will probably go on to do about a 5 to 10x. You'll probably see Matic do about double that, potentially a 10 to 20x in the next board. So solid gains, solid project, not going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. Matic is a very solid pick. I mean, Ethereum is not going anywhere. I agree with you on that as well. And as much as I'm confused as to why, because I'm bullish on so many other layer ones, I'm bullish on many other Ethereum killers, but people just don't want to leave Ethereum. They don't want to abandon Ethereum. And it's, I don't know, maybe sentiment or the wheels are just not going to let it happen. But so if Ethereum is going to be used, then a project like Polygon Matic is highly needed. And one of the best parts about Polygon Matic is it's so developer friendly because Ethereum has over 60% of the total value locked when it comes to DeFi within the crypto space. So there's a lot of developers, a lot of people that have built on DeFi space with Ethereum blockchain. So Polygon Matic makes it so much easy for adoption. It allows developers to port over their apps without writing it from scratch. So that's a very big plus. You enjoy the security of Ethereum, you enjoy all of the benefits of Ethereum while being more scalable, while having cheaper fees. I mean, there's a reason why Disney, Coca-Cola, Starbucks, Reddit are all using Polygon Matic. And whenever I see a project making announcements that they are about to go cross-chain, whenever I see a company or a corporation saying that they're about to come onto the blockchain, Polygon comes to mind because it gives you that smart contracts accessibility and the security of Ethereum without all of the issues. So yeah, very solid pick. I've added it, I've noted it down for Seth's portfolio. I'm going to share that list with all of you towards the end of the live stream. So the next project I'll go with on my list and is touching on um like kind of your points regarding the use of Ethereum, right? Making it easy, and that's Immutable X. So again, I really don't want to hit on Ethereum if there are any Ethereum fans out there, but Ethereum has a lot of issues when it comes to scalability and the fees, and it affects the NFT sector within Ethereum. So OpenSea can be so expensive; it can be difficult for projects to use because or to use NFTs on the Ethereum blockchain. Immutable X is solving that problem. It's kind of like Polygon, but for NFTs, more NFTs focus. Immutable X is a great project, and I think this is even more within the mid cap category, about $600 million in market cap, not even up to $1 billion. So if this space is going to thrive, if this space is going to keep growing, the projects like sorry, I said Polygon, Immutable X is highly relevant. And you can see it on the website, you can see the projects that are built on it. Good gaming projects like Gods Unchained, what else? Gods Unchained, and let me see, Illuvium, yeah, Illuvium, Gods Unchained, Metal Core. All of these projects that aim to do well are going to want to be able to be scalable, and they are going to want more adoption, and they are going to be able to do this using Immutable X. So that's going to be my second pick for this portfolio. There are several more, and I'm going to try to move it so that Seth can have a word in. What's your second pick for your portfolio in the deep price now?
Yeah, well, before I get onto that, I also want to touch upon what you just said because you made some great points. Look, it's no coincidence that the top coins in the crypto space, top 50, top 100, most of them are part of the Ethereum ecosystem. It's no coincidence, right? All of you people who believe that Ethereum is slow, yes, it is slow. Ethereum has high fees. Yes, it does have high fees. But look, it's not going anywhere. When people say Solana is a faster Ethereum, much, much faster, much, much better in speed, do we actually need that increased speed? Do we need that level of speed? It's like this, guys. Yes, you have a 60 hertz monitor, but do you need a 9,000 hertz monitor? 60 hertz accommodates to most of your needs that you do. A 9,000 hertz monitor would make no difference realistically. Once you reach like let's say 300 hertz, you can't even tell the difference. And it's the same with Solana. It's very fast, but we don't actually need those speeds. The fact that Ben Goertzel has choose to build Singularity Net, an AI cryptocurrency, on Cardano just shows you that clearly the speed is fine. Security is more important. You should have that same mindset. Don't always go looking for Ethereum killers. The top projects in the crypto space are all built on Ethereum. So it's great that SSM chose a project that is still built on Ethereum because they will still perform well. So my pick in terms of the next project, and by the way, love the fact that you picked a project which is a high cap gem, but is actually different to all the other high cap gems out there. If you do look at the ranking for crypto by market cap, you will see, stable coins, you'll see boring layer ones and layer twos. Then you see Immutable X, which is the only kind of fun gaming cryptocurrency out there. So it is a great pick because people will buy into that project. So in terms of a high cap, I am going to go with, let me have a think here. Do I have to go with a high cap or can I go down to a mid cap or should I go for one more high cap? I don't mind. You can pick. If I had to go with one more high cap, SSN, I think your mic is
No, I
muted.
said sorry, my mic was muted. I said any project. You're free to pick any projects you like.
Okay, any project I like.
Yeah.
Okay, this may surprise a lot of you guys, but I'm going to go with XDC. Now, XDC is
XDC.
an ISO compliant token. Now, the main idea behind XDC is being a hybrid blockchain. Now, the benefits of a hybrid blockchain is each system, institution that wants to adopt crypto may have elements which needs to be public or elements which needs to be private. For example, if you're a bank account, you don't really want every single person's, contents of their account being public. You don't want that to be the case, realistically. Everyone wants to have the contents of their bank account private. However, there's elements which need to be public. For example, the systems in which you sign up to have your bank account signed up to, stuff like that. There's elements that need to be public and elements that need to be private. Now, XDC is one of the best hybrid blockchains out there. Now, the reason I'm picking XDC over a project like Casper is due to the fact that it's ISO compliant. Because this is a system that would be utilized in the financial system, the banking system, the fact that it's ISO compliant tells me that this could actually be utilized compared to Casper. Now, Casper is great. Future-proof smart contracts is great. However, the fact that it is XDC, the fact that it is ISO compliant tells me that it could be utilized. So that's why I'm very bullish on XDC.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also bullish on XDC. I like the fact that it's also hybrid. So they've got proof of stake, and then when the network wants to make its finality, it uses a proof of work consensus mechanism. So that's an extra layer of security and use case for keeping the project alive. And I like this project. It's a great mid cap, and one of the biggest advantages that you mentioned is the compliance, the ISO compliance aspect, because I think a lot of fraud is going to come around the crypto space. Gary Gensler is not going to go down without a fight. The CBDCs are going to try to make way, they are going to try to create a path for themselves. So projects that are going to be compliant, regulatory compliant, are going to be able to resist more of this fraud. So I think the fact that XDC is regulatory compliant is beautiful, is a great thing, and it's layer one. Sorry, is it's not layer one, but is it does it have layer zero features added to it? I think there should be
I
some
think
interoperability within the existing network as well. Discover a low cost, fast and reliable blockchain built for everyone. So yeah, a great project nonetheless. I think this project has a lot of long-term potential. I think it will do well. Great speak. I'm going to add that as well. So I'm going to address some comments now. There's some major announcements, guys, with the crypto gem hunters. And it's good to see you here, Archie. I really appreciate you coming here and I appreciate your donation. I saw it the first time I just wanted Seth to, finish making his points. Guys, the crypto space is wild. There's a lot of things happening in it, lots of narratives coming up. There's a lot of um strategies you can use. There's a lot of ways you can use to adapt and succeed in the space. So as wild as it is extremely complicated, and the crypto gem hunters, we make it our sole mission to help you navigate this space in a manner that is going to be beneficial to you, in a way that you would stay afloat and always come out on top. So yesterday, Seth, Archie, and
don't
I,
leak anything,
Marco,
by the way.
yeah, I'm not going to leak anything. Like we literally spent over 4 hours structuring and making plans on how to bring the best value in the entire crypto space. You know, major announcements. I'm actually scared of giving out spoilers, but
No more information. No
major.
information. Guys, look, June 1st is going to be crazy for the gem hunters. Just know this. The Gem Hunters is honestly going to be one of the biggest platforms in crypto starting from June 1st. All of you guys need to tune in to the Gem Hunters channel on June 1st. We'll keep it secret, but we will release slowly little Easter eggs for you guys to go and try and figure out. So let's just leave it at that, guys.
Yeah, let's just leave it at that. So stay tuned. If you aren't subscribed already, go to the Gem Hunters channel. You get the best of all of our channels. Be sure to subscribe to every single one of the Gem Hunters, but be sure to subscribe to the Gem Hunters channel as well. So I'm going to go through some comments because the next project I'm going to share is a brand new low cap that I promised at the beginning of this video. Now, this is a low cap that I've been following for a very long time, and I think the deep right now is a good opportunity to get in, and it's an interesting project. It's solving a real problem, and is something that I think is going to be useful. They've got good tokenomics, hardworking team, and several other use cases on their platform. So let me quickly address the comments first, and then I'll share that project with you guys. Rusmita, is always a pleasure to see you. Beats DP, and not too many comments here. Colin, it's good to see you. I appreciate all of you joining us here today. And I'm going to quickly move on to the next project that I'll be sharing on my portfolio. That's in my portfolio, and that's the new gem I'm talking about. And that's where is it here? Okay, yes. That's the Rocket Exchange, the Rocket X Exchange, RVF. Now, this is a very interesting project because it gives you a lot of benefits. It gives you a lot of benefits of centralized exchanges, but in a decentralized format. Now, the Rocket X Exchange has so many functionality. Just imagine this. Imagine trading tokens on Binance. Imagine trading tokens on Coinbase, but in a decentralized manner where you keep your keys and you keep all of the crypto by yourself. You get full custody. That's the main mission. That's the main target of the Rocket Exchange. And I'm super bullish on this project as a result of that. It's a very powerful aggregator with so many functionalities on their platform, including a launch pad. And projects get holding the tokens. The tokens have so many utilities apart from staking. Holders of the tokens getting early on this project, they get to vote on what kind of projects that will get listed on the exchange and that can launch on the platform. So I really like this project, and I've been eyeing it for such a long time. And you know, I didn't make a buy alert. I wanted to make a buy alert for just the patrons, but I decided let's share. Let me give the public something nice today, and just put this out there on a low cap gem that I believe has a lot of bullish potential. So Rocket X is the most advanced hybrid aggregator that simplifies access to liquidity across 270 plus centralized and decentralized exchanges. That's great. And guys, this is a project with over 70% in circulation, 75% in circulation, $6 million in market cap, bringing this much utility to the space. So on their platform, you can see, they take advantages of so many centralized exchanges: Binance, KuCoin, Mexi, Gate.io, SushiSwap, PancakeSwap, Uniswap, OKX, all in one place. Cross chain swapping, so many things that I like about this project. And it's a project I've literally been following for close to a year now, and I'm happy to see them growing. The dip on the market, all of the lunar crash, I got in on this project at around 0.07. Then it went all the way to very high prices, and it's deep down again. And I think, why not share this project at prices that I got in as early? So over 65 networks that they're taking advantage of, fully featured and decentralized. There's a lot about this project, and I think this is a project worth putting on your radar and worth accumulating on dips. It gives you full custody. One of the problems with decentralized exchanges is that they don't give you full keys, not your keys, not your cryptos. The RVF exchange is helping users take complete control of their own tokens. It's got interoperability, something that Seth and I are super bullish on. Check out their website. Just check this project out. It's definitely one that you should pay close attention to. And I think this is a project that has a lot of long-term potential as well. So, what do you think about this project, Seth? Because I'm bringing it up for the first time on my channel, and I know you've been doing research on a lot of projects, and I'm 100% sure this project has come across your radar as well. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so what I will say is fundamentally it looks sound. There is no immediate problems that I'm seeing with this low cap gem. Now, in terms of the idea of the project, it does seem like a good idea. Now, there's a lot of different DeFi utility tools out there, and it's a little bit oversaturated. However, what this project aims to do, I really do like. This idea of basically just finding the cheapest price, and then you could go to this essentially this project and then be able to buy whatever we want to buy at the cheapest price is great. We saw it with CLS. Cold Stack, they basically utilize AI to find the cheapest price of storage, and you can then buy the cheapest storage on the crypto space. It's the same thing, but it's for prices. And I think people will love this idea. The main problem for a project like this is just marketing. They just need to get the name out there, push it everywhere, get people seeing it, get people utilizing it, get influencers utilizing it, get people talking about it. Yeah, find the cheapest prices in crypto. Cheapest prices, don't need to go to a DEX, don't need to go to a SEX. Cheapest prices right here, come buy on us. That's what they need to do. And if they do that successfully, then the project could be big. If they don't do that, then I don't think it will perform well, just because it is a DeFi project and there's 5,000 DeFi projects out there. So that's what the project needs to do, market well.
Yeah, I agree completely with you. And that's one of the realities about crypto. They need marketing. I mean, they are listed on decent exchanges. It's on Uniswap, it's on PancakeSwap. So there's no issue with fees. It's just awareness. And I notice very few people talk about this project. And it's not just this project. There are many other projects that I like that I'm not able to talk about much because the marketing isn't there. So that's a very important point. I mean, you can have a great idea and it's to end up dying in the garage because there's just no way for you to get it out there. Why should you should be able to come forward and say this is why you should pick us over our competitors. This is the problem we are solving. Although it will grow with time, it's just going to be slow, and crypto is too fast paced for that. So yeah, a very valid point, a very good point, and I think that's right. Maybe the team, hopefully someone in the team comes across this live stream, or someone tags this live stream on their community post and let them know, oh, guys, SSM and crypto sets were talking about you. Why don't you take these recommendations? So I really appreciate that input, set. And what other gems are you looking at? I've added RVF to my list. What other gems are you looking at right now on the dip?
Now, I'm going to be honest here, guys. There is a few projects which I am looking at to buy in the dip. However, there is one project that I do want to talk about. Now, SM has covered it. You guys are probably bored of hearing it, but it is a great gem nevertheless. Now, the project I want to talk about, guys, is XB Network. Now, it's been making so many moves. It seems like every single day they get a new partnership. They get a new blockchain listed. They get a new grant from a major blockchain. It seems like every single week, if not every single day, something is happening with this project. Now, if a project is building, developing, getting more and more partnerships, growing in a bear market when no one is in crypto, imagine what's going to happen when everyone floods back into crypto. In my opinion, guys, this could honestly be one of the biggest projects in crypto for NFTs and utility tools in general. Now, one thing you guys need to realize is, I don't know if I can pull up my screen here. I want to show
Okay,
you.
let me share your screen now.
Yeah, 1 second. Okay, let me put it up here. There we go. Let's remove this.
I mean, I love XP Network. I'm super bullish on it.
You move this over here.
I'm scared of talking about it sometimes.
Yeah, well, it's a great gem nevertheless. Now, if you have a look here, guys, what I want to show you is most cryptos, if not all cryptos, start off at some point, unless they're a great launch, at a very, very low price. And RMRK is an example of a project starting at a decently low price. Now, to keep in mind, This project went on to reach $600 million in market cap. That's very, very high. And that's what it's launched at. Now, XP Network as well, if we pull it up in comparison to this, pull up the max chart here of the price, put it on logarithmic. You can see here from the current price we're at, XP Network as well, from its current point, started at a very high price. And obviously, it did retrace back down like all projects do. Now it's that same concept. Most likely they're going to perform the same. Look at the charts. They're very, very similar. Now, what's going to happen, in my opinion, is XP Network is going to go and fly next bull run. Absolutely fly. Because projects start off at low cap gems. Matic wasn't sitting at $1 billion and then went up. It was sitting at 100K, 200K, a couple million. And then it exploded. And it's the same thing of XP Network. It's sitting at a low market cap and then it exploded. People tend to forget that these high cap gems at one point were not high cap gems. So when we show people low cap gems, for some reason, they're in disbelief that it could even be a high cap gem. But it makes no sense to you because everything started off as a low cap gem. And if you look at this project, look at what they're doing. It looks like this should be a high cap gem, if not a mid cap gem. The fact that they're getting grants, not just we're partnered with them, not just we're utilizing them, the fact that all these major blockchains, Harmony, ICP, VeChain, Hedera, Moonbeam, are giving money to XP Network just shows you the potential of this coin. It's a huge project, and this one I'm the most bullish on. Is what I'm going to be accumulating.
Yeah, I'm sure you all know my thoughts on XP Network. I'm super bullish on it, and Seth made some major points here, like something that you guys should pay attention to. This is a project that is literally getting grants from blockchains, from layer one blockchains, and that effort, being able to move your assets effortlessly from one blockchain to another. XP Network is quickly cementing itself in the crypto space as the go-to blockchain tool for NFTs cross bridges. I think that's a great deal. The need for security while moving your NFT assets from one blockchain to another is definitely a low cap gem that I think is worth adding on the portfolio. And these people have been literally audited by over 6 auditing firms to make sure that it's highly secure. So I think there's a lot of long-term potential with this project. The fact that VeChain, HBAR, Tron, they're all using it, definitely a great speak. I wasn't going to cover it today, so I'm really glad Seth brought it up and is what's adding to your portfolio. It's a great 100x gem in my opinion. So we're going to move on to the next one. I picked RVF, Seth picked XP Network. The next one is one that is a layer zero. It isn't out yet. Their mainnet isn't out yet, but they've got about 3 products, and that's Onino. Now, the reason why I really like Onino is because of the problem Onino aims to solve. Onino is trying to solve an identity problem on the blockchain, a decentralized identity problem. And I think this is very important for the future and for the long term adoption of crypto. Now, one of the major challenges with crypto is that's regulatory compliance, right? And there are some projects, there are some even pre sales that they are beginning to ask for some level of identity before you can participate in their pre sale. And there are some decentralized, there are some exchanges like Binance that need you to do KYC. But if we're going to be in the crypto space, it shouldn't be that we give 100% of our information to all of these bodies or all of these parties just because we want to participate. Onino is giving you more control of your identity on the blockchain, and that's one of the major issues it's solving. Aside from the fact that they've got interoperability and they're solving scalability issues and stuff like that, their core focus on their strong focus on your self identity on the blockchain, kind of like self key, is important. So what it does is it gives you this vault. Think of it as a vault. It gives you this package where you put all of your information, but you remain in full control of it, right? And then depending on what you want to give, you don't give out 100% of your info to participate in either these ICOs or IDOs. You give only the part that is required of you, and you know who you are giving it to. You don't have to trust that a third party is ethical with your information. So I like that problem that Onino is solving. I like its strong focus on identity, self-identity on the blockchain. Onino is definitely going to aid adoption, and I think that's great. So it's aside from the fact that it's aiding in all of these things, Onino's got also other aspects that are good. They've got that's like they say here, tokenization to grow your business, next generation decentralized software. And you see their major use cases here. An institution to verify your wallets, documents verification, decentralized issuance, digital identity. I think that's one of the strongest use cases, medical reports, and digital twins. So it was a long read for me, but I recommend you read the white paper to get an idea so that you can understand what the project really does. I think once the mainnet goes live, it's going to be great. There are about three three products that are launched right now, but it's on the Binance Smart Chain to give you an idea of how the blockchain is going to work. So this is a project that it definitely has its risk. I mean, all low caps have their risk, but I think it's got potential. I think it could do very well in the long term. And in the 1 month period, it has gone down by over 38%. But I first talked about this project on my live stream when it was on 0.04. So it did over close to a 2x from that point, but now it has retraced. So I think accumulating now might not be that bad of a move. About $1.5 million in market cap, 30% in circulation. I think this project can garner a lot of utility, and I'm bullish on it for the long term. So, do you have any thoughts on this project, Seth? I think you're muted. You're muted.
I want to add one thing to this. Yes, this project has loads of complexities to it, but the simple fact that it's just a DAG, a hypergraph, in itself would make it perform well. How many hypergraphs are there? Seriously, guys. You have H bar at the top, you have Constellation DAG in the middle. There isn't many low cap equivalents. Onino arguably is one of the only ones. So that simple fact of the scarcity of hypergraphs will probably incentivize investment into this project. Because how crypto works, guys, is people invest into the top. Then people want to make more money, go lower and lower and lower. If you want to invest and make 20x, you go H bar. If you want to make 50x, you go Constellation. If you want to make 100x, you go to Onino. That's how people do it. People always work their way from the top down, and eventually get to their degen plays. And Onino is that degen play for the layer zero narrative. So yeah, I'm bullish on it at that simple fact, and I think it will perform quite well. Again, all it takes is some marketing efforts, and this low cap gem could boom. I think you're muted too, brother.
Sorry about that. Okay, so I really appreciate that input set. There's a lot of interesting things to see about this project. But do you have any other projects you'd like to share? I've got about three more to share today in today's live stream, and the remaining three are all low caps that I think are worth accumulating. So what about you? Do you have any other one to share, or should we just quickly cycle through my three picks and then address some user comments?
Well, I'm sure your three picks will be my three picks as well. So why don't you just address them, and we can both talk about them.
Okay. So I don't know. One of the projects I'm very bullish on, and I'm scared of repeating some of these projects because I don't just like to talk about a gem and then jump onto the next one. I'm not just going to be picking random projects and shilling it. And I've been talking about this project too for a very long time now, for over 4 months now, and that's the Mask browser. Now, like XP Network, I like Mask because of the developments that they always put into the project. And this, like Seth says, this is what you should look out for in a project. Look for projects that keep building even in a bear market, because these are the projects that once the bull market kicks in and people are looking for to enter the crypto space and they're looking for projects with good utility, then projects like this will do very well. So Mask is a project that I like the constant updates, the constant developments. They keep improving their browser regularly with updates. They've also got several aspects to it that I like. They've got decentralized storage, using some partnerships, and I like the fact that it's a mesh hub VPN. So there's security, so many things that I like about the Mask browser, and the idea is very interesting as well, because there's decentralized finance, there's decentralized storage, there's a lot of things that I think is better when it's decentralized, is better on the blockchain. I think browsing, especially for somebody who faces a lot of internet issues here in West Africa, I think browsing should also be decentralized. I like the idea of a borderless, decentralized internet where you are censor free, where you won't be restricted by your country or your government. I also like the fact that it's a VPN that you can use without having to give in your user information, like your credit card info and sensitive stuff like that. Like the United States, for example, if you use VPN to access some sites, you can get in trouble. And I'm not saying every site out there is all rainbows and candies. I know there are a lot of unethical things out there, but the option, the ability for you should not be taken away from you. That's level of freedom as adults, we should have that. And I think Onino is, I said Onino, sorry. I think Mask is giving that freedom with decentralized, borderless internet. So Mask is definitely a low cap gem that is worth paying attention to, especially on major dips. And sitting at this market cap, $6 million, just like RVF, I think this project has a lot of long-term potential. You can get it on SushiSwap, or on the ETH blockchain. You can either get it using Polygon or Uniswap. Yes, Uniswap on the ETH blockchain. So if you like to spend some more gas fees, I think Mask is definitely a project that will do well in the long term. And like many other projects on this list, I really hope they can up their marketing. It's all good for them to tweet about their integrations, their updates. And I know the team has their cup full with constantly putting out these updates, but it would be nice if they can put some fund into promoting the project and marketing it for people to see how good it is. And I'm sorry, I have this bad habit of staying too long on a gem. I promised I was going to quickly cycle through three. The next one is check dot. Yeah,
Wait, I have a
check
few
dot.
thoughts on mass before we go on to the next one. No worries, brother.
Okay.
As we have things to say, we can say those things. So Mask is a great gem. I think if I showed the Mask website to most people, they would assume it's a mid cap gem. Now, Mask is a great project. Now, I understand web browsers is kind of a monopoly. We have Brave browser and everything else is just not comparable to Brave browser. But unfortunately, guys, that's not how crypto works. Crypto works by people wanting to make money. And if people want to make money, they trick themselves into believing that another project is better than it is. And Mask Network, at least, is a good project. So even if people would trick themselves into believing that Mask is better than it is, it's still a solid project. Now, one thing to keep in mind of Mask is nothing is out yet. Now, some people may see this as a good thing or a bad thing. If they have no product, it can't be judged. But if they have no product, they have nothing to really show, themselves for. However, the product that they do have listed seems pretty good. I like the implementation of all the different aspects. It's not just the browser. They have the browser, but they also have the VPN implemented into the browser. It's not like a separate VPN and a separate, DApp store and a separate browser. It's all integrated into one system, which is kind of like Brave browser, which you don't really see in all the other Web3 browsers in crypto. Even Decentra, I love Decentra, but Decentra don't have the Web3 browser and the VPN implemented into the website. They don't have one. Mask is the only one who implements all these other systems within the browser. So that's kind of why I'm very bullish on Mask, because I can actually see it being utilized. You're muted, SSN.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, all great points there. I think one of the things that pushes the project up is people always like to look for low cap alternatives, right? Is why Ethereum killers tend to do well, because people are looking for the next exciting thing. So in the bull run, when people are looking for, a great decentralized alternative, and with all of the news that comes out with censorships and stuff like that, people are going to turn to a project like Mask and find it relevant. So without wasting much more time on Mask, the next project is CheckDot. Again, these are things you should look out for in a project. Why I like projects like this: they've got good tokenomics, they've got strong use cases, and they've got a hardworking team that keeps developing. And CheckDot is certainly a project that, it has a strong use case in the crypto space, because the sad reality about crypto is there's a lot of vulnerabilities. There's scams, there's platform hacks, there's smart contract issues, even stable coin depegs. So all of these problems, they are addressed by CheckDot. And I think that's a very strong use case for a project like this. $2 million in market cap on the Arbitrum ecosystem, as well as the Binance Smart Chain. So if you believe Arbitrum ecosystem is going to be big, that's something that is going to be a plus for you. So I think CheckDot has a lot of long-term potential, and without wasting much more time, I said three, actually it's four more gems. The next one is Genomes DAO. Genomes DAO is in the decentralized science narrative. Now imagine having a vote for all of your genomic data. I think that's a very strong use case, because that's sensitive and valuable information. So Genomes DAO, they are gaining more recognition, even forming partnerships. And introduction to the CEO of Genomes DAO, I recommend you check out this post on their Twitter. So Carry Genetics is forming a partnerships with Genomes DAO, and that will give you an idea of a project like this. The fact that institutions that are dedicated to a specific art partners with a blockchain tool like Genomes DAO, something that will help you contribute to scientific data in an anonymous way where you retain full control, is very niched. It's not as exciting and popular as many other projects, but I think it will do well. And the next project is within the real world asset narrative, and I think this is a narrative that will also do well, because the world is quickly moving digital. Now, I'm going to make it clear now. Um, Elify is a high risk play. Why? Because I don't. I've tried as much as possible to get information on the team behind it, but I can't find it. They are anonymous. However, I would like to draw your attention to their socials. They are active on their socials, and they make interesting updates. So that means the team is out there, they're developing, and they've not abandoned the project. It's far from a dead project. I just don't know why I can't find the information. But all that aside, why I like Elify is the way, the problem they're solving, what they aim to do, and how they are doing it. Okay, my data is still on, and how they are. It's very interesting to see. Sorry, am I still online? Because my network is misbehaving here.
You're here, you're
Okay.
here, you're here.
So, okay, so it's a very interesting project. I like the fact that they literally go out there, get the papers, and then collateralize it, and then make these collaterals digitized on the blockchain. So this opens up a lot of investment opportunities for people that normally wouldn't have that chance. And I think that's bullish for this project. So Elify is an interesting low cap gem. I think, check this out. This particular real estate in South Korea is available. You can go buy part of these properties. The address is listed. They have the papers is there. They have all of the legal documents. Now you can own a part of this collateral that would earn you APR of up to 20%. Very interesting, and how they do it, is a bit complicated, but it's interesting how they're able to accomplish this using the blockchain. And there are over 75 closed loans on their sites right now that people were earning interest on, until while others took loans on these collateralized properties. So I think Elify is an interesting low cap gem within the real world asset narrative. Several of these have been active, several of these are repaid, and they've got the papers to back up what they are claiming. And I think that's very interesting about Elify as a project. So those are all of the projects we've covered today. I'm going to share the screen now These are my picks, these are Seth's picks as well. And now we are going to be addressing some user comments. We've been live close to an hour now, and so we might not address so many comments. And if you'd like to have your comments addressed as quickly as possible, be sure to tune in earlier and turn on the notification bell. So, Seth, do you have
Yeah,
any remark regarding check dots, Gene, and
I
Elify?
did want to touch upon a couple of things. Now, for those of you guys that don't know about the projects, I recommend you check them out. But I want to just give you guys a kind of like a brief, very quick summary of why I'm bullish on most of the gems that Sam talked about. Now, Mask is great because there isn't many Web3 security and privacy tools out there, let alone ones that are still developing and aim to have a product. Mask is also within a separate bullish narrative in terms of having a Web3 browser. Web3 browsers are very bullish and coincide with the blockchain quite a lot. So, Mask, I'm very bullish on that. Now, the second thing was, I think it was ChatDot. Now, I'm bullish on ChatDot. I say in all my videos, and the reason I'm bullish on ChatDot is because hacks happen all the time, debugs happen all the time, and it's not going to go away in crypto anytime soon. All these problems will still be in crypto, whether you like it or not. So just like you guys use health insurance, car insurance, life insurance, use crypto insurance. Now, if you wanted to use crypto insurance, pretty much the only one out there that is simple to use and has loads of liquidity for loads of different problems is Chatbot. Now, the next one he talked about was Genome Stout. Now, first of all, Genome Stout is the only DNA platform, DNA testing platform, the whole of crypto. And it actually makes sense to be on the blockchain. All the problems that exist with the genomes, with the gene testing industry, Genome Stout solve with the blockchain. And one thing that's very interesting about Genome Stout is it doesn't cut off institutional usage. What it does is it just makes it so that we give our data to them instead of them taking our data from the companies. So they still allow for institutional usage. And the second thing as well with that is the fact that Genome's DAO regulation will not be a problem because we give our data to them, not our data is taken through another, middleman. We choose to give our data and we can do what I want with our data. There's the regulation with that front. So yeah, and then with Elify as well, the reason I like Elify, number one, it's within a very bullish narrative in crypto. RWA is very bullish. And on top of that, they have several properties listed already. They have a product out there that you can utilize today, which is why it's great. It's not just a speculation project, which says they're going to do something. They show you that they are doing something. So I'm very bullish on all those projects. You muted, SSM.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your input on all of these things, and this is why I love to have Seth on my channel. So yeah, we're going to quickly address a few comments, a couple of comments, and I'm going to skip some because we spoke about. I think Seth touched Arbitrum and why nobody's talking about it. Why I think Matic. I also agree with Seth. Matic was what really differentiates Arbitrum from Polygon Matic is all hype. So I think even though Arbitrum is good at what it does, it's not really solving any new problem. It's just trying to be a competitor in the space. So unless they're like 1,000 or 10 times better than Polygon Matic, I, I mean it's just going to be another layer to trying to solve Ethereum scaling problem. Thank you, Rusmita. I appreciate your comments. And no, there's no boxing match, even though Seth would like to go on crypto fights with
No,
Beat Boy
SSM.
and
There
so.
will be a no. There will be a boxing event for crypto, but that's not what's launching on June 1st. There is actually going to be a boxing event. Crypto Lifer wants to fight me, and if he wants to fight me, he'll have it. We're going to have a whole crypto boxing event with loads of different crypto influencers, but it's not June 1st.
Okay, wow, that's interesting. Well, I might watch. I hope you
You
don't
have to
get your
watch. What do
nose
you mean you
broken.
might watch?
Okay, it's nice to have you, Eric. And yeah, I'm looking for a comment. Illuvium. So, I remember saying I'm super bullish on Illuvium, and Seth said is more bullish on the platform Illuvium launched on, and it's a very solid point because you know, regarding the platform that has Immutable X, Illuvium launched on Immutable X, and I understand if um if Immutable X is doing well, a lot of projects on the platform will do well as well. So I think investing in a project at its roots has its advantages. Regarding how high Illuvium can go, the reason why I'm bullish on Illuvium is because there are very few crypto games that look good. A lot of games on the blockchain, they go for simplicity, fun and addictive games, because there's no way we're going to have a first person shooter that is going to rival Call of Duty. Not right now. So instead of trying to make a game that is like Call of Duty, they go for games like Candy Crush, Ace Ball Pools, tried and tested games that are loved by the community, that don't need so much graphics but have fun. So the reason why I like Illuvium is um leaving that comfort zone. Illuvium is trying to be a triple A game on the blockchain. And it's a good looking game, if I'm being honest with you. Let me see if I can quickly bring it up. So I'm bullish on Illuvium based on that, because Axie Infinity was all fun and good, but is the Axie Infinity also has good graphics, like decent, is neat, it's sharp looking and all that. Like I'll say it's neat, like, but it's very simple. But Illuvium is completely different. Illuvium is trying to be a triple A game. So I think Illuvium can easily do it 10x, because I think it can reach $1 billion in market cap easily, and it's not there right now. Illuvium is about 100 million. So it's all about being a game that is fun enough to build a community around it. But it's a good looking game. And
Yeah, yeah. Can I
if
say something
there's
there?
yeah, okay, go on.
Yeah, yeah, precisely. The simple answer is it probably will do a 10 to 15x. However, there probably is better investments at that same market cap. Even though it's great, people have ADHD, they'll get bored. Why is no one talking about Axie Infinity anymore? The same thing will happen for Illuvium eventually, because people just want to switch from game to game to game to game. That is why I think, and even SSM is bullish on Immutable X too. And I'm not sure if
Yeah.
you'd have to pick between Immutable and Illuvium, which one would you pick?
I'll pick Immutable because
Yeah,
that's a safer investment.
exactly. At the end of the day, bet on the platform which even allows these games to exist in the first place than the games itself. Now, look, simple answer is
Yeah.
probably will do a 10 to 15x. It probably will do a 10 to 15x. However, if you are looking for a 10 to 15x, isn't there safer gems to invest into? You may as well invest in Matic. You may as well invest in Algorand, Quant, Chainlink, VG. There's like so many other cryptocurrencies you may as well invest into if you're looking for a 10 to 15x.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean that's a very solid point. So it's a good project, but
Yeah.
there are actually better investments out there. So if you decide, there are sometimes if you want to invest in a project, I think investing in a project that you like and you are happy with, it makes it easier to hold. So if you have this conviction that Illuvium looks good and it's worth holding, then it's a good one to hold. You understand? If you get what I'm saying, even though there might be better ones out there. So yeah, I think I'm going to address one more comment. Yeah, we are all XP net sims here. Swing B. So I covered Swing B for the first time about 2 days ago, and I think it's got potential. It's a good blockchain to like XP network, but instead of NFTs, they just deal with other forms of crypto assets. However, I wasn't too pleased with the tokenomics. I think there are about three wallets, open wallets, that have 7%, and the vesting is currently going on. So whenever the tokens are vested, there's kind of like a sell-off. So I think those things are affecting the price. But the idea of the project is good. I like the fact that they are being followed by Polygon Labs and KuCoin. And I love the amount in circulation. 94% in circulation is not common for a low cap, $1.9 million in market cap. So I like the idea. Great idea, but the execution is my concern right now. The amount of whales, the amount of tokens being sold of doing investing is just a cause of concern for me. So if you look at their websites, you'd see the project idea and why I like it. I think a Bitcoin bridge protocol to move bitcoins into wrapped bitcoins. It's just an interesting project. All network fees are recorded. Running a node gives a lot of benefits. You get a lot of rewards from staking it. Good partnerships. It's a decent project, but again, I would like to reiterate that high risk aspect of it. It certainly has some risks to it regarding the amount in circulate, the amount of whales, that two wallets with 7%, and the vesting is going on. So the wallets can still change. There can still be more whales popping up right now. And I think that's something to pay attention to in tokenomics with a project. So do you have any thoughts on Swing? Have you looked into it?
Yeah, what I will say is there seems to be nothing special about it that'd make me want to invest into it. Because at the end of the day, how crypto works is a balance between hype and utility. Now, the utility is there, but it's not really there. And the hype really isn't there either. So it's just sit there. It's just sat in such an awkward position of like bouncing between not really having that much utility and not really having that much hype at all. So it's like, why would I invest into this project? There's other projects out there which have more hype. There's other projects that have much more utility. There's projects which have both. This project doesn't really seem to have either, in my opinion. It's like, yeah, okay, it makes sense. We may need to do this, but most people don't do this. When do you actually see anyone doing what they aim to do? Like realistically, who actually does what they say? Who actually goes and does what they say they're going to do? No one really does any of this stuff. Now, why would a retail investor, because that's who's going to be investing into this, want to invest into this project? There is no hype. If you read this website, you're not thinking, oh my God, this can be huge. Every single crypto project needs to strive to be the best crypto project in the whole of crypto. That should be what they should strive to do. Take away Bitcoin and Ethereum. They should strive to be a top 100 project. I don't look at this project and think this could be a top 100 project. I don't even think they believe in themselves, to be honest. I think you're muted, SSM.
Forgive me. Okay, so those are very solid points, and this is going to be the last comments. I found this very interesting because we talked about gaming projects, and guys, I've seen a lot of comments. I'm sorry, I can't address every single one of them unless Seth says he wants to keep going. I mean, I like Labs Share, I like the marketing, I like the fact that they are partnered with Morpheus Labs, another project I'm bullish on. I like the it's operating in the real world asset narrative. So that's a quick touch on Labs Group for those of you who are asking about it. So why the price action is down right now, that was going to be for another live stream, and that's going to be for if you come in earlier and turn on notifications. But I found this comment very interesting. RPG being better than Illuvium. So what are your thoughts on gaming crypto projects in the first place? Personally, I like gaming because it's one of the areas of crypto that draws in a lot of people, and there are a lot of young people within the crypto space, a lot of teenage people or people in their 40s. So gaming cryptos are going to be here for a very long time, and I think if people are going to invest in a gaming project, it should be a good one. Do you think RPG is a good gaming project? And according to Rick, he says RPG is better than Illuvium. What are your thoughts on RPG?
RPG's idea is better than Illuvium's idea. RPG, what they aim to do is create games that cater towards gamers and not investors, so they can actually exist in crypto long term. For example, people will just buy axes and hold them as investments. In these metaverse games, people will just buy lands and hold these lands forever. They're never going to play the game. So RPG caters more towards the gamers because they implement systems in place, which even if an investor buys some land, the gamers that actually play the game can still utilize that land and make money off that land too. So the fact that RPG understand this as a problem in crypto and have created their project to negate that tells me it has potential. Now, what I will say is saying one project's better than the other when they're like $900 million in the market cap apart is kind of ridiculous. And, in my view, at the end of the day, Illuvium's performed well. Therefore, it's better than projects which have not performed as well. However, in terms of a holding for the next bull run, I'd rather hold RPG than hold Illuvium because RPG hasn't rallied before. It's RPG's turn to go on to do multiple X's. And remember, guys, we don't even need these projects. We don't even need RPG to do a 5,000x, 100x, 1,000x. At the end of the day, if it did 100x, it's only $100 million in market cap. If it does a 50x, it's only $50 million in market cap. Gaming projects go parabolic. Now, what we need to understand is last bull run, gaming projects went parabolic. This bull run, it may be a little bit different They may not do as well, but this is why RPG is a great hold, because even if it only goes to 100 million, that is still 100x. See, this is why
That's
I think holding a low cap like RPG in a weird way is better than holding a high cap like Illuvium. Just because of that fact. Just because gaming won't perform that well. So Illuvium won't perform that well. But even if it doesn't perform that well, RPG doesn't even need to perform that well to give us loads of gains. So this is kind of why RPG is bullish in my eyes. On top of that, has utility. RPG understand how crypto works. They do. They're just getting partnerships. You know, they're, to be honest, they don't have a lot of games. They have one game out, which isn't good. I'd like more. But with that money, they're not just sitting around doing nothing, eating cheese puffs in their basement. They're going out, getting partnerships, making AMAs of Da Vinci, doing things which would generate hype towards the project. So they're still doing stuff, even if the games isn't coming out very fastly. And one thing to say, guys, is if we're talking about proper games, real games that gamers can play, since when do they take 1 year to come out, 6 months to come out? A game takes 5+ years, if not more, to come out. And that was with the huge budget of these, you know, massive gaming corporations putting millions of dollars towards one game, all their time and efforts. A whole studio, for example, Call of Duty, dedicate all their time to create one game. So why should we expect the game to come out next week? It should take time. If the game is not taking time to come out, I guarantee you it's a bad game. A game should take a long time to come out. However, what they need to do is reassure the community that they're still developing, still building, still making partnerships, still trying to make this project better.
I understand that those are very valid, very interesting points about RPG, and getting in early on gaming projects is a big deal. I think it gives you a lot of potential for returns, especially with how well crypto games do within the space. So I think this is a good point to wrap up the live stream. Thank you so much once again for joining me here today, Seth. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate all of our viewers here today for joining us. Guys,
No
thank you
worries.
so much for joining us. And don't forget, on the 1st of June, there's going to be a major announcement. The Crypto Gem Hunters, the channel, we're doing a lot of restructuring and improvements. So be sure to tune in. Now is the best time to be in crypto, especially with what we're planning for you guys. I really appreciate all of you once again. If you haven't subscribed already, please don't forget to subscribe. And I know you guys are already subscribed to King Seth's channel. I would like to get to 2K as well this month. So yeah, I really hope to see you all. Thanks for joining us. Stay safe and take care, guys. Bye-bye.